Good evening. I'll try that again. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Timothy Fulop. I am the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Dean of the Faculty. And it is my great pleasure this evening to welcome all of you to this recognition and celebration of our Mount Aloysius College students who have or are completing all the requirements to become December graduates. First, to our December graduates, you have done remarkable work with us. And just as you have grown over the years with us, so you have helped us grow as individual faculty and as staff, but also as an institution. So I'm here to thank you. Thank you for your collaboration in learning, but also in being part of this community. At Mount Aloysius College, you have provided the opportunity to acquire knowledge and to develop values, attitudes, and competencies necessary for lifelong learning. That comes from our mission statement. All done in the context of faith, learning, and compassion. So let me be first to offer my congratulations that you have met the challenges of that opportunity. My second welcome this evening goes to parents, spouses, children, other family members, and friends of our December graduates. Thank you for the countless ways that you have supported your students. Each of you knows how you are implicated in their accomplishments. Graduates, please take the time tonight and in the coming days to thank these folks who are, after all, the collaborators in your accomplishments. And finally, welcome to the faculty, the staff, and the trustees of Mount Aloysius. You are the agents of growth that is seen in these December graduates. And you are the ones imbued with the mercy values of justice and hospitality, mercy and service, which you have taught, which you have supported, which you have modeled for our students. Our students who will take their place of service and accomplishment in their families, in their communities, and in their careers. We have all much tonight to be grateful for to each other and to God. And so I ask that you enjoy this evening, but also come back, if you are able, for the baccalaureate and commencement exercises in May. In any case, you are part of the Mount Aloysius College family, and you are always welcome. At the conclusion of our recognition tonight, we invite you to go out into the foyer, and there will be a reception that I ask you to join with. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you our speaker tonight, Dr. Barbara Cliff. Dr. Cliff is a native of Michigan, where she served in a variety of capacities in the health field, especially in the area of hospice care. And she is now the president and CEO of Winburn Medical Center and also a trustee of Mount Aloysius College. Dr. Cliff.
Good evening. President Foley, Dr. Fulop, Dr. Lovett, members of the faculty, upcoming graduates, family, and friends. It truly is an honor to be here this evening with the Mount Aloysius College graduates of December 2011. You have worked hard, and soon the moment you've been waiting for will be here when you receive your tassels in front of your proud family and friends. But let me ask you, when you look back on these times at Mount Aloysius, what will you remember about your experiences? What lifelong lessons will you take from these experiences? According to Robert Fulham, all you really need to know, you learned in kindergarten. He speaks of these lessons as things like share everything, play fair, don't hit people, clean up your own mess, and so much more. I'm afraid that I did not follow the script very well because, quite frankly, I didn't learn everything I needed to know in kindergarten, nor in first grade, nor even on through high school. In fact, I was lucky to graduate from high school. I had very poor grades, an even poorer attitude, low motivation, and even lower self-esteem. I was not the least bit interested in going to college. And almost immediately upon graduation, I set out to see the country. And I went off with friends, and off I went. I supported myself through many jobs as a waitress, as a bartender, sometimes working 3 and 4 jobs at a time. After about 4 years, I actually tired of that lifestyle too. And impulsively, I decided, I think I'll go to college, and I think I'd like to be a nurse. So, no, I didn't learn everything I needed to know in kindergarten, but I sure learned a lot once I went to college. At this time, I'd really like to share some of my academic journey with you and offer some insights of the lessons that I actually learned when I was in college. In my mid-20s, I started my undergraduate education at Lake Superior State College in a very, very remote area in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. I moved into the freshman dorm for financial reasons. I was labeled an older student, non-traditional student. The freshmen weren't really sure what to do with me, but there I was. I was also considered an independent student because when I started college, I was on my own financially and received no support from my family or anybody else for that matter. Obviously, with my history, I didn't qualify for any financial aid either. Literally, I had no money. I actually had about $1 to my name when I showed up at college. I had to sell my car, all of my prized possessions, and I had to work 2 jobs just when I started college just to get through that first semester. In addition to being labeled an older student and an independent student, both kind of negative labels, I was also labeled as a student not likely to succeed. I learned that later, and I kind of questioned it myself whether or not I could do it. However, in short time, when I lacked foreign money, I made up foreign motivation, and I was determined to succeed, partially because I had no place to go back to, and I had no way to get there. So succeed I did, and I proved everybody wrong, especially myself. I competed with over 200 pre-nursing students that first year for only 50 nursing spots in year 2. Again, I was working 2 jobs and really struggling to stay ahead. But I readily made it into the nursing program and was even awarded academic scholarships that second year. Still had to work, but things were getting a little bit easier. I worked very, very hard, and I learned one of the most important things, and that was believing in myself and believing that I could do what I set my mind to do. The better I did, the more motivated I was, and the better I did. So as a person who was initially destined to fail, I earned an associate's degree in nursing, graduating at the very top of my class, and I was so anxious to start working. But I hadn't counted on the fact that once I started college and experienced that personal satisfaction of accomplishment, I didn't want to stop. Within a year, I was back in school, and over the next 28 years while working full-time, and raising a family, I added on a few degrees: a bachelor's degree in nursing, a master's degree in healthcare administration, a master's degree in public administration, and a doctorate in interdisciplinary health sciences that I actually just received 4 years ago. Yes, 30 years ago, I sat in your seat, anxious to embark on the business of being a graduate nurse and getting a job. I saw it as the end of my education and the beginning of my career. And at that time, it really was about beginnings and endings, and not so much about the journey, as I came to later appreciate. I really did learn a lot at Lake Superior State, and I would now like to share the top 10 lessons that I learned in college and beyond that served me well along the way. Let's call it everything I need to know I learned in college. Number 10, do fewer things well instead of spreading yourself so thin that you cannot do justice to anything. Don't take yourself too seriously. Unfortunately, you are not irreplaceable. Number 9, share your knowledge with others because teaching is a valuable part of learning. I hope you will be welcoming to new students and new graduates who follow you, and that you help provide learning opportunities for them as well. Only someone who's been there, like all of you, really understands what they're going through. And guess what? Nearly every single professional that you will experience and meet in your career is once a student too. So use that as a strength and support and nurture our future workforce as well. Number 8, be a leader. But sometimes you also need to be a follower, and you need to learn when to do which. Number 7, develop new support systems and new alignments, but don't lose touch with your Mount Aloysius family and the people that you've gone through your programs with. Number 6, exercise good work-life balance. For some of us, that does not come easily and really needs to be worked on. But an accomplished graduate is also a good mother or father, a good husband or wife, a good sister or brother, daughter or son, and those roles are so very, very important. Number 5, engage in healthy lifestyles, and don't forget to energize not only your body, but don't forget about energizing your mind and your spirit. Number 4, remember that education is a lifelong journey. When you graduate, it's only moving into another phase of learning. Take advantage of the opportunity to go through formal and informal education. Some of you will go on to further your education, and some of you will just learn more through life. Number 3, give back to others and try to make the world a better place than what it was when you found it. Someday, you might even want to consider sponsoring a scholarship or in some way supporting Mount Aloysius College. Keep in mind some of the support that you got as a student. And when you're successful, try to help somebody else. Number 2, keep the passion alive, whether in your work or in your relationships. And remember that life is short, so make every day count. And number 1, celebrate your milestones, celebrate your successes, celebrate your team's successes, as well as your families. A job well done definitely needs to be commended. Speaking of celebrating successes, brings me to the point of recognizing you on a job well done. Congratulations on your well-deserved graduation this evening. You are accomplished students, and I am confident that you will lead to accomplished professionals. I would like to close with a quote that states, "Graduation is a time to remember and a time to dream. A time to look back and a time to reach forward. A time for songs of laughter and a time for tears of joy. A time for letting go and a time for discovering hopes and dreams that are yet unborn. A time to say goodbye to yesterday and a time to greet tomorrow with courage. A time for loving hearts to gather and a time to celebrate all that you are and all that you may become. Congratulations again on your graduation this evening, and may God bless you as you continue on your academic journeys. Thank you.
Dr. Cliff, thank you for sharing your story with us tonight. President Foley, Dr. Cliff, family, friends, and the members of the Mount Aloysius College community, it is our honor this evening to recognize 2011 December graduates in attendance. Graduates, President Foley would like to present you tonight with your tassel and a small memento of this important milestone in your life. I ask that when your name is read, that you come forward to receive these items. President Foley. Associate of Arts, Sign Language and Deaf Studies, Jennifer L. Lloyd. Associate of Science, Business Administration, Robert F. Walsh. Early Childhood Education, Deanna Nicole Evans. Nursing, Susan C. Bloom. Erin Odessa Boyd. Janelle J. Brink. Todd A. Corson. Ellery Elizabeth Crowder. Amy Lee Lynn. Lisa Lynn George. Lindsay Renee Harpster. Ashley Ann Casson. Brianne Ashley Ledford. Mary M. Lineman. Rhonda Long. Heather Marie Mack. Eileen K. McCarrick. Michelle L. Montgomery. Melanie Lynn Over. Lyle Patrick Schaefer. Kenzie L. Snyder. Rosalie M. Sasson. Kylie Hope Walker. Bachelor of Arts, History and Political Science, Jeffrey W. Blackburn. Bachelor of Science, Biology, Sarah R. Smith. Business Administration, Jacob M. Clark. Matthew Tyler Mandry. Meredith A. Zober. RN to BSN, Sarah B. Colazo. Information Technology, Austin B. Slaughter. Kenneth R. Wagner. Professional Studies, Behavioral and Social Science, Justin F. Finnegan. Kathleen E. Moran. Elizabeth A. Price. Professional Studies, Ultrasonography, Christy Ellen Dupla. If there are any graduates who may have come in late, please come forward.
We counted well. Oh, great. Shelley Schimmel.
Good evening. I hope you had a good view of the college walking in. This is, believe it or not, our first winter wonderland. I want it on the record that we went until December 3rd before we got snowfall that took here on the mountaintop. I don't know if that's a new record. They were holding off so these guys could graduate, not just snowed out. Whenever I get asked to say a couple of words at an event like this, I think about a story I heard of a woman who was invited. She had a whole bunch of friends come over to dinner. And at the table, she turned to her little daughter, who was 6, and she said, would you like to say the blessing? The little girl said, I didn't know what to say, Mom. And the woman said, will you just say what you heard Mommy say? And the little girl bowed her head and said, oh my God, why on earth did I invite all these people to dinner? Mr. Benedict Joseph, I don't recommend that as our closing prayer. Thank you, Dr. Fulop, for your gracious introduction of today's festivities. Thank you, Dr. Cliff, for that powerful presentation of your story, which is very similar to many stories that are sitting in front of me right now, and for the 10 commandments that you issued at the end. Thank you, Dr. Lovett, and your staff for organizing the ceremony and the role that you played from their matriculation all the way to their graduation. Thank you to parents and spouses and children and grandparents and significant others, all who helped these graduates get to this day. It Takes a Village is not just the title of a best-selling book. We know that for many of you, that is the story of your education. And we applaud you and all of the partners who helped motivate and guide you to this day. Your parents and siblings, your friends, your teachers, your classmates, and for some of you today, your children. We are here today to celebrate your accomplishments, to mark another landmark in your professional training. Because in the judgment of our faculty, you are prepared to take your place with professionals in healthcare, in business, in education, in criminal justice, in technology, and other fields. At the same time that you look forward to accepting positions as fully credentialed professionals, we hope that as Mount Aloysius graduates, you will remember those other parts of your education here. Education not just about how to earn a living, but education about how to live a life. They say a person needs just 3 things to be truly happy in this world: someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. One of my wife Michelle's favorite authors, Anna Quinlan, puts it another way. She says, don't ever confuse your life with your work. The second is only part of the first. You know, there are tons of people with the same degree that you have achieved today, and maybe tons more with the same job that you will have. But you are the only person alive who has full custody of your life, your own particular, special, remarkable, and individual life. Your entire life. Not just your life in the emergency room, or the classroom, or the rehab center, or the office. Not just the life of your mind, but the life of your heart. Not just the size of your bank account, but the measure of your soul. You alone have full custody of these things that I talk about. Our mission at Mount Aloysius is not simply to prepare you for a job, but to help prepare you for life. And it's no accident that you heard the college statement of philosophy so often while you were here. One more time, Mount Aloysius College provides a setting in which students are encouraged to synthesize faith with learning, to develop competence with compassion, to put talents and gifts at the service of others, and to begin to assume leadership in the world community. You have done all of that during your time here, or you wouldn't be sitting here as graduates. Your challenge is to take those lessons about a life well lived, as well as a profession well practiced, out with you into the world, and let others learn from and admire your example. As future leaders in the professions in which you will serve, as role models in the settings in which you work, and as active duty citizens in the neighborhoods, towns, and communities in which you will live, you have the chance to make a difference at work and in your life. And that is the complete message of your education at Mount Aloysius College, that you have the talent and the heart to make a difference in your work, in your life, and the lives of those around you. Never doubt it, because each of you has already proved that to the faculty at this school and to your advisors on this campus. You brought hope with you when you first came onto this campus, and now you take hope back out into the world with you as you leave. A few years ago, someone wrote out their best advice for graduates, and I could not help smiling when Dr. Cliff was issuing the 10 Cliff Commandments. Mine are a little bit different, and they're a little bit shorter, and they have to do with Noah's Ark. And the line is, everything I need to know, I learned from Noah's Ark. I love this. I've given it to our boys at each stage in their life. I think it's pretty profound, actually, and I want you to have its measured advice with you as you leave Mount Aloysius. And again, it's 10 simple rules. 1, don't miss the boat. Don't miss the boat. It's a problem if the ark leaves and you're not on it. 2, remember, we're all in the same boat. At the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. 3, plan ahead. Remember, it wasn't raining when Noah built the ark. 4, stay fit and ready. When you're 600 years old, as Noah was, someone might ask you to do something really big. Stay ready. 5, don't listen to the critics. Just get on with the job that needs to be done. 6, build your future on the high ground. Build your future on the high ground. 7, I like this one. For safety's sake, it's good if you can to travel in pairs. 8, speed isn't always an advantage. Remember, the cheetahs and the snails were together on the same boat. 9, when you're stressed, it's all right to float for a while. And 10, always remember that the ark was built by amateurs. The Titanic was built by professionals. And the Mount Aloysius message, no matter the storm, when you're with God, there's always a rainbow waiting. There's always a rainbow waiting. Isn't that a nice feeling? You've each earned your rainbow on this day. Congratulations and enjoy.
I've been asked to talk about blessing, ask God's blessing tonight. I've heard all sorts of blessings in the last two talks that we've heard. But as we salute you graduates this wintry December evening in Advent, we'll end this program with first pausing to thank God for the blessings already received. The gift of life itself, intellect and memory and spirit and body. The wondrous gift of the ability to learn anything at all. The opportunity to be educated when many do not have that option. The companionship, fun sometimes, and tutelage of devoted faculty and companion students. The joy of surprising insights and whole new avenues of thought. The ever-present support of family and friends. And next, we ask for continued blessings on you as you begin the next lap of your life journey. That you receive the grace to share your learning and energies in spending yourselves in the service of others in your own neighborhoods and in this world community. That you may have courage and fortitude in these challenging economic and politicized and unsettled times. That you may have ever grateful hearts, compassionate, humble, and loving. That you may develop a sustaining hope, deeply rooted and trusting the promises of God. This Emmanuel, who is God ever with us. And so as we send you forth from the Mount today, may you go with joy and peace and with the assurance and encouragement of the continued prayer of this community and also of the Sisters of Mercy throughout the world. And may you yourself become a blessing to those whom you meet and serve.
We ask you to join us in a reception out in the lobby, and there's wonderful food and libations just across the hall in the room over there. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for being here.